Something I've been curious about that happened to me, and I think most people, is that, for example, when you're playing a competitive game, you start playing a game because it's fun. But then, because you think it's fun, you want to improve. I want to get better. So then I do these things. I join Voltaic, for example. But then, over time, fun becomes tied to playing well. Maybe because I believe that performance is directly tied to improvements. And it gets to the point where I can't have fun unless I'm playing well. And I generally think that leads to stagnation. And then now I'm frustrated because I'm stagnating and it becomes like a loop. So I'm wondering, like, how can I get out of that loop? And like, how can I get like my joy back, basically?
Whoa, that's bananas. I heard the same kind of thing. It's like the grass is always greener, right? Like the iron player wants to be a challenger. The challenger wants the enjoyment of the game, like an iron player. It's that feedback loop. I'm wondering for you, why did you even start playing, man? What's the game and why'd you start playing?
I'd say this goes back to the League like 10 years ago, probably. No, I started playing because it's just fun to play.
Okay. What was fun about it?
It's a good question. Because it's been so long that I've been like this loop where now I just forget how to have fun.
All right. What's the utility and the function of your game, if not for fun? It started off, sounds like the function was for fun. Sounds like it was maybe to
Mm-hmm.
play with your friends, to connect with something. And now it turned into something else. So now what's the purpose of this game, if not for fun?
Because it's like I tie some of my like self-value to my skill. It's a part of how I view myself now as a person, I guess.
What do you mean?
Like my value as a person is some of it is directly tied to like my rank or my skill, for example.
Does it have to be?
No. I know it doesn't have to be, but like I don't believe that. Like I know it's good to not have it be tied, but I don't believe it. I know it's good to not have it be that way, but I don't believe
Okay.
it. If that makes sense?
All right. Ready for a curveball? Why do you want it to be tied to your, like, why do you want it to be like this? So your rank is tied to your
Oh,
personhood or yourself. Like, why do you want it like this? What's the
I
purpose
think
that it's
my immediate thought is like one, my friends. A big part of my life is my friends, and most of my friends play the same games. And so the better I am at this game that we all play, the more my value increases, maybe.
okay, hold on. So I heard my friends play this game. So maybe if I'm better at this game, my value increases. There's a couple of different questions I want to ask you. The first one
Mhm.
is, to whom does your value increase?
I want to say myself, but there's definitely some of it is to my friends as well.
So I'm curious, are you saying that the quality of your friendships depends on your rank, or the amount that your friends like you, or the value that you bring to a friendship is tied to your rank?
I'm saying it's partial, but not entirely.
Expand on that. What do you mean?
Because of course, it's more fun to play with someone that's of equal skill. Like I personally don't enjoy playing with people that are lower skill.
How come?
So I guess it's like I'm competitive, so I want a more fair experience, if that makes sense. And if I play with a lower ranked friends, we get more unfair games because matchmaking is going to match people worse than me, and I feel unfair.
Okay, first of all, those are fun games, man. If I'm playing with lower ranked people and I'm smashing with my friend, that's called a good time. In my opinion, bro. I don't know about you, but that sounds fun. Maybe because I suck. But hey, the other thing I'm thinking about is I'm thinking we might have to talk to your friends because this is going to be a fantastic conversation with your friends. I'm really curious if you shared this thought that you did with me and with us. Hey, man, do you like me just because I'm good at this game? Or because we're good at this game together? Is that's what our friendship is for? Or if I'm better, do you like me more as a person? I think you'll
Hmm.
be very surprised about what they say. I'm thinking they're gonna say something like, "Bro, what the are you talking about? I just like playing this game with you. This is
Yeah.
fun because of you or because we get to hang out and this is how we talk about our days and blow off steam. Like this is the best part of the game. We could suck because we lose a lot of games, bro. I don't know if you know this, but we lose a lot of games together and we're still here as friends. So I don't care about your rank. I just like being with you. And here's the kicker. If they say anything but those words, they ain't your friends.
Yeah.
The whole point of games and this whole thing with your friends is they want to hang out with you and chill and vibe. That's why I'm saying, like, I really wonder if we are conflating this game to mean so much more versus, listen, man, you're more than your rank. look at me when I say this. You are more than your rank. Your rank does not dictate your worth. Like, your rank does not reflect who you are as a person or what you are able to do as a human being. Like, if you think about that, another crazy thing to think about, like the psychology of it. When this first came out, you use Snapchat?
I know Snapchat, yes.
All right. Snapchat is a god. Like, they're genius. I remember it was like 2017. They first started this. It was called a streak. I have it all the time on TikTok.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So they created this thing. They created an artificial commodity, a streak. Because I saw a kid, we're in session one time, and he just took a picture of the wall. Boink. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm keeping my streak up. I'm like, that was a wall. Yeah, but I got to keep the streak going. I'm like, that was a wall. What's the purpose? And he goes, oh, because if I don't keep it going, then my streak's going to die. And I was like, okay, what does it mean? He's like, I had the streak going for like X number of days. And so if I don't, that means we're not friends anymore. I'm like, what do you mean that means you're not friends anymore? You're going to see this guy at lunch after the session. He goes, no, but if I don't have it on my streak, then it's over. So the friendship now is based on this stupid construct Snapchat created for us. It didn't exist before this. Your rank in this video game never existed, but now, because this developer tells you this is your worth, now you're like, okay, according to their metric of success, this is how good I am as a person. No, bro, that was an artificial thing they created to keep you playing the game. That has nothing to do with who you are and what you are and who you are as a person, how cool you are. That noise. And if you believe that, let me hit you. That is how they created it, was just to keep you here. Snapchat created streaks to keep us there. This is not a metric of worthiness that humans should be using to use their life. That's a metric of success for this game, not for who you are. And that's why I'm saying, like, it'd be really interesting to ask your friends this, because I think they're going to hit you, and that's going to be hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say that this mindset
I'm
is
curious.
dangerous. I'm thinking it's just not helping you.
I'm gonna go back to why do you want it to be tied to it?
Yeah.
Now, instead of friends, I have this personal part where I guess I put so much time and effort into it. I feel like if I don't meet a level that I know that I can be, then I get really frustrated.
Because?
That leads to like the negative self-talk.
Because what does this mean? This thing. What's the value? What's the meaning you're making out of it? What's the end of the spiral?
Lost it.
Yo, what? That's like the craziest drum roll. That was the crux of the whole thing, bro. Okay, listen, stick with me, okay? Okay. You were so close. All right, the reason why I want it to be tied to me and why I want it to dictate my work, okay? Interesting premise at the start, but we're going down this line. To me, the reason why it's so valuable, the reason why I want it to dictate me is because I spend so much time and effort doing the thing. Okay? Good. Makes sense. Tracking. And if I don't reach the thing, then I get frustrated because... Why? That's the big thing. If you don't reach it, then what do you tell yourself? If I don't reach it, that means I am or I am not. We're reaching this value thing. And if you cannot tell me the value, we don't need to go down this line because it's
I feel
baseless.
like I failed myself because I know I can do a lot, but if I can't, then I failed myself.
Which means you're a failure?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. It's
Okay.
more like
Then what does failing yourself mean?
it's hard to describe.
The reason why you're going to need to is because if this is rooted in some type of core value or core belief of yours, then we're either going to need to examine the core value that you hold to make this thing so important to you, or we can change it so we can live this differently. Because to me, whatever value you're going to say here is going to be something that's flawed about you. And then we examine, is that actually true? Are you actually a failure? Are you actually unable to accomplish your goal? Is that true? Because another thing is that could also spread somewhere else, as in, I don't do these types of things. I don't accomplish my goals. I can't achieve the things I want. There's some type of core thing here that we're missing. It's going to go right here that probably goes other areas too. Because this here, the core value is, and this is something that I don't know, but I would guess that's down there. This is something I'm guessing would be their core value. Something you would say, I am only useful if I have utility to my friends. Friends only want to be around me if I have something to offer them, versus friends want to be around me because I'm chill and we can vibe. That's what I'm saying. Because I'm guessing this thing isn't just tied to games. This thing is probably in other relationships too. That's why I'm thinking, as all things, that this is the root and it sprouts other things. My hypothesis, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that this is the root core belief value that springs up other places.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I think I have had that in the back of my mind. And I've always wondered if it's true or not.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
If I know it's not true, then how do I believe that to be so? I think that's one of my other problems. I know things are true, but I don't believe that they are.
Why do you want it to be true? This is the theme now we are getting to, my boy. Okay? The theme is you think these things, you know them to be fundamentally untrue. Why then do you want them to be true? That's a banger. That is interesting.
Huh.
What would this prove to you? If this was true, what would it prove to you? What would it mean to you? It's interesting because if you know it's fundamentally not true, but you want it to be, why? That's fascinating.
I guess for the, like, I'm not only useful if I have utility. I want that to be true. Maybe it's because maybe like most of my life, I've been taught to believe that I need to have utility to be useful. For example, like I have to get good grades to be like a good son, for example. And that kind of leads to just everything revolving around that thought.
That is great insight. Have you ever thought this though? Are you ready? Okay, let's take that thought. This is your anchor. I need to do things that have utility. And you use the example, good grades equal good son. All right. Have you ever thought about what good grades actually mean? What besides, here's good grades, what does it mean? And then have you ever thought why your parents wanted you to get good grades? What was the utility of the good grades to them?
So it's like, they want me to be successful.
Could be. I don't know. Could be that. Could be successful. Could be so I could brag to my friends. Could be so you make us look good. Could be on church on Sundays when they're talking about our kids. I have something to talk about. Does it mean good grades means get the out of my house so I have to support you? Good grades means I just want you to be happy and healthy on your own so you don't have to always live with us. What does having good grades mean? Because then we're talking about the goal versus it just being a milestone that comes when you do the learning. Just like your rank will come when you put yourself through the process of the learning. It's the same thing. It's just really interesting that it's coming out in games.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything right now.
I don't think you've ever thought about this before. That's all I'm saying. It's really interesting, though, just from this fun little experiment. The thing that I'm curious about is, A, where the fuck is this coming from? B, it's not true. C, why do you, though, want it to be true and to believe that you're terrible and you're only good enough as your utility as a person, which is not true?
Why do I want it to be true? I was thinking back to like the Doors thing.
Yeah.
Where like door one's the firing squad.
Yeah.
Instead of it being unknown, I know it's freedom. But if I know door two's freedom, I would actually pick door one instead of the unknown.
Everyone always picks door one, man. You want to be the first one to pick door one.
Even if I know door two is freedom, I wouldn't pick it because it's like too good to be true, or I don't believe them.
Would you believe it? That's the key. Would you believe it? That you're cool, that you're a good person, no matter what, that people like you. And if that was true, how would that change your life? How would that change your games? If you were just good, or you're good enough to learn, how would that change your view? Or you have the potential to, you would become. How would that change the way that you play with your games, or improve at your game, or grow in your game?
I feel like I'd be like uncaged or unshackled.
Here's the craziest part. The other metaphor or the picture that I really love too is, you know how they say we all create our own prisons in our own head, right? But here's the kicker. We're also in the cell with the key. And that's exactly what you're doing to yourself. You have the key, but you're choosing to sit in the cage.
Yes.
Because it's easier, you're saying, to believe that you're terrible for some reason. Because if you weren't terrible, what would that mean?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
If you weren't terrible, what would that mean? Because the cage means that you're terrible. I deserve this. I'm bad. That's why I'm in the cage. But you're saying, all right, it would make me feel like if I knew that, I would be uncaged. But what if you weren't terrible? Would you walk out the cage?
I think part of it is I really hate arrogant people. Maybe like I hate arrogant people so much that I don't want to be even the littlest bit arrogant.
How is this arrogance?
It's a good question.
Because when I'm thinking about what you just said, listen, one of my pet peeves, arrogant people, I hate them. I hate them.
Mhm.
All right. So to me, that would mean that your sniff test for arrogance people is very sensitive, or arrogance in general. It's very sensitive. That's what I guess. How accurate would that be?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, I think so. If you hate it, for example, I hate salmon. Hate it. It's a fish. Don't care what anyone says. It's junk. It's terrible. Baked is worse. Let me tell you, if someone put a speck of salmon in anything, I'd find it. Because my salmon taste buds know exactly what that fish tastes like, and I don't like it. So, in
Yeah.
the same way that I hate salmon, I'm guessing you hate arrogance. And if you were to taste it anywhere, you'd be like, it's arrogant. I hate that. So what I'm thinking is, because your sensitivity for arrogance is so high, even if you moved this much, there's no way you would even become close to becoming arrogant because you hate it so much. So that's why I'm asking you,
Because
how's this arrogance?
I know, like I know in my head what arrogance is, that I'll never be there. That's kind of what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why I don't understand how this is arrogance, just saying I'm a good person. How the is that arrogant? It's not you're yelling it, I'm the best person. I'm better than all of you. I don't hear that. I just asked, do you think you're a good person? You could even tell me that. That's mind blowing.
Yeah, I've always had problems with that. Like just
All right, you know what? Let's practice.
believing myself.
You got 32 people here. Let me ask you a question. Do you think you're a good person? In the fundamental human beingness, do you think you're a good person? Are you like a murderer? Are you like trying to screw people? Are you trying to cheat people? Are you knowingly hurting people on purpose? Are you trying to take advantage of people? Are you trying to use people? In these aspects of the world, of course, no one's perfect and not everyone's like angels or whatever, but just the ground level of being a decent human being. Do you think you are one?
Yes, objectively.
Now, objectively, is that arrogance? In the way that you've said it, is that arrogance?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think any of these people here would say that is arrogance in the way that you've said it. I don't think anyone in this chat would call you arrogance in the way that you're presenting this. So if that's true, can you believe it? Do you want to believe it? Not can you, but do you want to?
I feel like I want to, but I won't. If that makes sense.
If you don't, if you won't, just know you're doing this to yourself.
But I could.
You could.
Yeah.
Because if the won't is, I think that's arrogant, then that's not true. Then that's another thing. That's more data. But what you're saying is that if you can acknowledge the things and you know them to not be true or not, you don't have to do anything. The question, though, is why do you like it like this? How does it help you? And if it doesn't, why are you doing it?
Yeah, I don't think it helps me at all.
That's why won't is confusing. I'm just saying.
Not sure.
I'm not here. I'm just like, huh? Yeah, that's the curious thing. The won't acknowledgement that it's not true is fascinating.
Yeah.
And this all came from having fun in your game.
Yeah.
I just want to have fun in my game. Okay, that's all about improving. Okay, what's the utility of improving? I think my friends will like me more if I don't. Okay, your friends will like you. What? You know, that's true, right? That's not true. Okay, why do you want it to be like? I don't know. But I also believe this about myself. Okay, why? I don't know. I like it, though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I'm stupid. Why don't I let this?
Oh, I didn't say that. All right, let's make it. I didn't say you're stupid. I said it's funny. I didn't say it was stupid. I said, oh, it's curious and weird, but I didn't say stupid. It's just funny. Okay, you can acknowledge these things. Why do you do it? I think something that's really interesting from this conversation, something I think that might be helpful for you to think about is, okay, how does this help you? And if it doesn't, okay, why do you want it like this? Okay, why do you want things to be true? Why do you want to believe these things about you if you know they're not objectively true? The other thing that I think is really interesting is what are the utilities of the things that you want? For example, the good grades thing. What was the utility of the good grades? Because that was the marker of do this thing, be a good boy. Why? Okay, what's the utility of the rank? Okay, obtain rank means what? Why? Who's telling you this? Where's the value coming from? Because it could turn into a Rick and Morty thing, right? Boo! I don't care if you boo me. I see what makes you cheer. Like, it doesn't matter what these people say to you because they're not the right people I want to be cheering for me anyway, if that's the case. So, why?
Yeah, there's a lot to think about.
Hell yeah, there's a lot to think about. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this in the chat for you, and you can think about it more. How's that?
That'd be great. Thank you.